Welcome to Religions of the World. Christianity, the religion of Christians. Jesus is the most important person for Christians. Christians believe Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus was a teacher and told everyone stories to make them think about God and about how you should treat other people with kindness. One of his most important messages, something he said to people a lot, was that you should love your neighbor. One day, while Jesus was talking to a crowd of people, someone asked him, "Who is my neighbor?" And Jesus told him this story, the Christian story of the Good Samaritan. Once, there was a Jewish man who was traveling from Jerusalem to his home in Jericho. The road was rocky and ran through the hills. Suddenly, a group of bandits jumped from their hiding place. They took all his belongings and ripped off his clothes. They robbed him and then left him lying, hurt by the side of the road so that he wouldn't chase after them. A little while later, a priest was walking along the same road. The injured man called out to the priest for help.
Help me!
Would the priest love his neighbor? The priest was scared. He thought that the bandits might still be nearby, so he hurried past on the other side of the road, ignoring the injured man's calls for help.
I'm sorry.
Later, a priest's helper came along the same road. Again, the injured man called out to him.
Help me!
Would the priest's assistant love his neighbor? The priest's assistant looked down at the injured man to check if he knew him. But he realized he didn't know the man and hurried off down the road.
Can't do that.
A little while later, a third man walked past. He was from Samaria, a neighboring country. Samaritans were enemies to the Jewish people. They had never liked each other. Would the Samaritan help his neighbor, even though his people did not
Please.
like the Jewish people?
Help me!
The Samaritan saw the Jewish man lying by the side of the road and immediately felt sorry for him. He knelt down next to the injured man, wrapped his wounds, and gave him some water. He then helped the injured man onto his donkey and carried him all the way to the nearest town. He even paid for the man to stay in an inn until he was better. After Jesus had told his story, he asked all the people listening a question. Who was a loving neighbor in this story? The man who'd asked the question answered. It was the Samaritan. Jesus said, "You go and do the same." While Jesus was traveling around, spreading the word of God,